You know, something happened in 2020. It was slightly a bad experience for us. Certain decisions were taken. And one of the decisions that was taken is we are going to completely indigenize our communication systems, and 5G will not be imported from anywhere. At the same time, the country could not afford to lose the technology battle and remain behind. You know, something happened in 2020. It was slightly a bad experience for us. We had a certain, we had a little fight. Of course, ultimately we were able to get everything, But certain decisions were taken. And one of the decisions that was taken is we are going to completely indigenize our communication systems, and 5G will not be imported from anywhere. It is necessary for our data protection, it is necessary for our communications, it was necessary for many security needs. At the same time, the country could not afford to lose the technology battle and remain behind and get decades behind. Chinese has taken over 22 years and spent about $300 billion for developing the 5G. We neither had that much of a time. I'm sorry, Chinese took about 12 years, not 22 years, 12 years. We neither had that sort of a time, nor even that sort of a money. Whom did we turn to? And that is why I said I owe a lot to Professor Kamakoti. We came and we talked with him. We wanted trusted sources. We wanted the system along with the private sector to work out. And within about 2.5 years, India was totally indigenous. And today's 5G, there's nothing foreign in that. And we owe it to your IIT. We owe it to our private sector, we owe it to others. All contributed a lot. Today, it ensures, Professor Kamakoti has put a system in place that every screw that comes, that deals with anything which has got or which leads to the nation's security protection of the data protection or the anything that is, it comes from a trusted source. It's either made in India or it is something which is made by somebody who is very close to India. It comes from a trusted source. That concept was the same when he said, how do we make our system totally insulated from any enemy influence and others? And we said that we will work for that. It looks small, but it is big. It is something that you have done a lot for doing that. Now, I was talking about that what could be the systems that would be important for us, which will be the game changers. You all know it, but I would like to emphasize it. Artificial intelligence is one of the great game changers. It took roughly 4.5 million years for a man to invent fire, which was one transformative technology. Fire changed the whole concept of the world, the way the man lived. Another 2 lakh years, the wheel. And then many such things came which we call as this thing, which take a shorter time, and others, you had steam engine, printing press, computers and others. The rate at which it was changing, the world was changing. Artificial intelligence is going to change the world every year at that rate. It will become unrecognizable from everything that we do today. Is probably changed. And its applications will be diverse. It's not only required for your research and development, for machine learning, for large language models, for defense, robotics, medical, finance, anywhere. If India is able to lead and develop, make it a focus point, that this is one area that we have to develop. Another is about quantum. to quantum computing and its all applications. Utilizing the principles of superpositioning and entanglement, it can make tremendous difference in what we can achieve. It is going to make the classical computing much less relevant. This thing of the photons and others that we are talking about, actually the theory of particles are going to undergo a whole change. The way that from distances and others probably will make this thing, the conventional thinking of this thing, that how particles will behave and this thing probably will be much more unpredictable. So in the computing, in communications, and material sciences, and drug discoveries, probably you will find that this whole new world opens. Semiconductors. Now that is the building blocks of the modern technology. Our chips with complex electronic circuits are going to provide us a lot of these things, whether from the automobiles or from the children's toys to the satellites, to the robotics, to anything. Most of it for our defenses, for our missiles, for our aircrafts, for our battle tanks, for various types of things that probably the chips are going to be a great thing. And then the space sciences, and I must compliment here Dr. Goenka, who has contributed tremendously in last 3 years in the new whole district that's opened up for the space sector, for the private sector, and we are doing very well in that. Whether it's in communications, it's in navigations, it's in satellite surveillance, geological mapping, rare earths, and advanced materials, energy, etc. Other this thing. Now, the link of the technology and warfare has been always very, very important. The caveman from his stove, a sling with a stone, to the today's contactless warfare and the unmanned systems has been a long journey.
प्रभातखबर.com, विश्वास वही, रफ्तार नहीं।